What's up, guys? It is Jade back here for a brand new video, and this is probably going to be the last video I put out before Comic-Con this weekend. So yeah, I hope to see you guys at New York Comic-Con 2022 during the Teen Wolf the Movie and Wolfpack panel. But in today's video, I'm going to be providing you guys something that I've been wanting to talk about for a long time, but I've never really had any reason to make a video on this until the whole Teen Wolf the Movie thing started sparking back up about a year and a couple of weeks ago. So in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys 5 spin-off shows or 5 ideas for spin-off shows that I have, with some honorable mentions included for things that could possibly happen post Teen Wolf the Movie after the movie is out and done. So if you guys are excited for today's video, make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe to the channel, as it helps my channel do better in the YouTube algorithm. And we're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by next week. So if you guys can help us do that, that would be greatly appreciated. That is also our yearly goal for the channel. So yeah, before we hop into the video, a few announcements. True Alpha Chapter 2 Spotlight releases this Friday. If you guys are interested in the series, a couple of you guys have already subscribed to Patreon, so thank you for all the guys who have subscribed to Patreon. Once I hit 10K, I'm going to have a little segment at the end of my videos, which is going to showcase all the patrons at the end, and I'm just going to shout out all of you guys, because you guys obviously deserve the shout outs. You know, you guys are showing a little bit extra support, supporting my book series and the channel. Literally, without Patreon, I wouldn't be able to afford all the new upgrades I've gotten since August that give you guys high quality videos like this. So all the extra support is greatly appreciated, and I don't take it for granted 100%. Now, also, I have a Discord server, and my merch store is also in the description down below. So the links to those will be there as well if you guys are interested in the Discord or getting some merch. And last but not least, this video is sponsored by the wonderful guys over at Movie Palette. Have you ever wanted some cool abstract art to display on your wall that represents some of your favorite movies of all time? Well, the guys over at Movie Palette definitely have you covered. With Movie Palette, you guys can choose any abstract art that represents some of your favorite movies of all time. The movie palette that I have represents my personal favorite film of all time, The Amazing Spider-Man, starring Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone, of course. Use the code JADE15 in the description to get 15% off your next product, whichever movie palette you choose to buy on their website. And once again, shout out to the guys over at Movie Palette for sponsoring this video. And with that all said, let's continue on with the main topic of the video. All right, so we're gonna get started with the honorable mentions, and I have 10 spin-off show ideas. I think all of these are great. All of these, I think everybody would be interested in seeing 100% for sure. So we're gonna start off with the honorable mentions. So at number 10, I have a Stiles Stilinski FBI spinoff show starring Dylan O'Brien himself. Now, this would be good for so many different reasons. Since Stiles is not in the Teen Wolf movie, and obviously there's a time skip within the Teen Wolf movie, there's a lot of history and a lot of stuff you could put in that time skip that would make for great content for a television series, especially with Stiles, knowing that he's part of the FBI, or at least the last time we saw him, he was training to be a part of the FBI. So yeah, an FBI centric show featuring Stiles, you know, dealing with supernatural threats outside of Beacon Hills. Maybe now that, you know, I would think the rest of the world by now would know about the Supernaturals. Maybe they have a supernatural division at the FBI, and Stiles, since he's had so many experiences with the supernatural, would be the most knowledgeable and could lead that supernatural division of the FBI. So I think that would be a really cool FBI or a really cool spin-off show idea for Teen Wolf, and it would get a lot of people watching, because it'd be a Teen Wolf centric show starring Dylan O'Brien, who everybody would obviously want to see because it's Stiles. So yeah, that's number 10. At number 9, I have a Garrett Douglas Lowen Minch spin-off series. Now, this is probably going to be the least popular of all the picks on this list, but I thought this was a good idea because a lot of people, especially on my channel, consider the Lowen Minch to be one of the best creatures in the entire series, and I highly agree with them. I think that seeing the origin of the Lowen Minch, since it's the first naturally occurring hybrid we know of, you know, aside from Jackson, even though Jackson's not a natural, well, he's technically a natural hybrid, but at first he was a Kanama. So yeah, but Douglas is like natural, like Element is an actual thing within the series. That's not, you know, you don't have to be one creature and then turn into another creature. Like, no, you just are Element. So yeah, it'd be really cool. Plus we could explore Douglas during his time during World War II and before that, and just get some backstory on Douglas before he got taken by the Dread Doctors prior to the events of season 5 and season 6. So that would be a really cool spin-off series too. One that is number 8, which the next one I'm going to get into right now, is a spin-off surrounding the Dread Doctors. This could be really interesting because we know the Dread Doctors were trying to recreate or create the perfect chimera to resurrect Sebastian Vallet, aka the Beast, for the better part of like at least over 100 plus 150 plus years. So we could get a lot of stuff within the Teen Wolf universe covered here. We could see all the chimeras and the experiments the Dread Doctors tried to make before they eventually got to Theo in the early 2000s. So yeah, it would be this would definitely be one of the coolest spin-offs in my opinion. It could really fix a lot of holes if done right in the Teen Wolf universe as well. At number 7 for honorable mentions, I have a Satomi Ido spin-off show. So we know that after the whole Nogatsune thing with Noshiko during World War II at the Japanese internment camp, Satomi eventually became an alpha werewolf. It would be awesome to see her backstory, how she became an alpha, how she built her pack, how she met Brett and Lori, how that whole thing sort of started all before she got killed by the hands of Tamora Monroe and her army during the events of season 6. So I think a Satomi Ido spinoff would be really cool as well. And number 6, and the final honorable mention before we head into the top 5, is a Hellhounds spinoff series starring maybe Howin or Jordan Parrish, primarily Howin. It would be cool. It would go to showcase, you know, the origins of Hellhounds, where Hellhounds actually do come from in Teen Wolf, whether they come from the underworld or hell, or whether hell actually exists within the Teen Wolf universe. It would be really cool to have a Hellhound spinoff, in my honest opinion. So yeah, that's gonna round off the honorable mentions for me. Now, heading into the top 5, at number 5, we're gonna go with an Eichen House spinoff show. We know there were numerous other creatures stuck within Eichen House, not just werewolves, banshees, and the usual ones that we know about for the most part in the series. There were some really cool creatures showcased within season 5 that we didn't get to really flesh out, and there were some creatures that weren't seen that, you know, we would have liked to have seen all the stuff that went on in Eichen House. And we know that Eichen House was originally built by Howin, the Hellhound. So maybe the Eichen House spinoff could tie into the Hellhound spinoff series as well. Like maybe you do the Hellhound spinoff series following Howin's journey, getting the Anukate, and then the series finale of that show could be Howin building Eichen House and freezing himself up, and then the Eichen House series could start off with that moment of the Hellhound series finale, and then we could explore the origins of Eichen House, how Eichen House became what it was during the events of the main show. So that would be also really cool to see, in my honest opinion. I've never heard anybody talk about an Eichen House spinoff show. I might be mistaken, but as far as I know, I've never heard anyone bring it up, so that'd be pretty cool. Now, the next spinoff series that I have at number 4 is a Beast of Gévaudan spinoff series starring Gillies Marini and Crystal Reed as Sebastian Vallet and Marie Jean. That would be really awesome because the Beast was one of I think the Beast storyline was the best one they did past season 4, and it was easily the most interesting. There's a lot of history with that as well. You could explore, you know, werewolves before the Beast, you know, and there's just a lot of rich history when it comes to the Beast of Gévaudan in Teen Wolf that I'm pretty sure many fans would want to see. Plus, it would be more eye candy for us because we get Crystal Reed back as Marie Jean, who was hella fine as Marie Jean in the main series. But for the most part, it would be cool as, you know, it would do more lore building and more world building. It would just be better for us Teen Wolf historians to learn more about the MTV Teen Wolf universe prior to, you know, even the Dread Doctors, right? Because the Beast was a thing before the Dread Doctors even came. So this would be like explaining early stuff within the timeline of the show. So that would be cool. At number 3, I'm going to go with an Argent spin-off series starring J.R. Bourne as Chris Argent and Jill Wagner as Kate Argent. And then you could have Michael Hogan as Gerard Argent. Now, I think this is one of the coolest ones because we know Argent was sent on a bunch of missions by Gerard. We know the first one he was ever sent on, in as far as we know, that he mentions is the one where he fought the Nogitsune, not the Beacon Hills one, but another Nogitsune, or at least encountered a Nogitsune and the Oni when he was 18 years old. So there's a lot of stuff you could do with an Argent spinoff series. You could cover every monster he's encountered, every mission he's gone on, and it could all lead up all the way to the point where Argent, his wife, and Allison moved back to Beacon Hills right before episode 1 of Teen Wolf, which would be really cool. So an Argent spinoff series, definitely that's one of the coolest ones. Now the next one is a spinoff series I have never ever seen anyone in the fandom ever bring up or ever talk about. You hear of an Alpha Pack spinoff series, but for this, you never hear of it. No one ever brings this up. So if anybody after this video tells you, oh, this was my idea, bullshit. I came up with this first. You heard it here. Number 2, we're gonna go with a Deucalion spinoff show starring Gideon Emery. This would be an instant hit with the Teen Wolf fandom because Deucalion is an absolute fan favorite character. Everyone that I've seen for the most part loves Deucalion to death. So a spin-off show which could go over the origins of Deucalion, how he became an alpha, because we know he's been an alpha at least for like 35 plus years by the time the Alpha Pack came to Beacon Hills. He was an alpha as early as the late 1970s, which is crazy, which had me wondering every time I watched the series, just how long has this man Deucalion been an alpha? He's been an alpha for a long ass time. So there's a lot of history, again, that could be told with this show. And then you can end, again, like there's great ways you can end off all these shows. You can end off the Deucalion show with Deucalion getting... You can end off the Deucalion show literally with him forming the Alpha Pack and him and seeing the scene, or at least redoing the scene where he loses his eyes to Gerard. It would be fantastic without a doubt, and I'm pretty sure every Teen Wolf fan would be 100% down for a Deucalion spin-off series. That would be great. And number 1, I'm not going to really explain it too much because everybody has thrown this around for the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. I'm not going to explain it because people know what it is. A Hale Pack spinoff series. Everybody brought this up. Basically, the main character being Talia Hale. We get to see Laura Hale, Peter when he was younger, of course. Maybe Talia Hale's husband. Get to see a little kid Derek and stuff like that. Everybody's talking about a Hale Pack spinoff series to death. But I thought I'd just put it up there as number 1 because we know it's the one everybody wants to see the most out of all these ideas. So yeah, that's going to do it for the Teen Wolf spinoff show ideas that I had just come up with, and some of the ones that were thrown around the fandom before, but I just decided to add to this list for the sake of the video. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys leave a like. Also, make sure you guys comment down below your thoughts and opinions on these spinoff shows. I want to see your guys feedback to all of these and see how you guys feel. That would be greatly appreciated. Also, subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications when you do so that you never miss a future upload from me. Road to 10K is almost over. We are nearly at 10,000 subscribers. I thank you all for watching this video. Have a great rest of your day or night whenever you're watching this. And I'm Jade, and I'll catch you guys in the next Teen Wolf related video. Peace.